Let us see now mineral oil. Now, mineral oil is a liquid fuel formed by the decomposition of the organic substances buried underground. Millions of years ago, bodies of dead sea organisms sank to the bottom of the sea. Layers of the soil and sand collected on them. Due to high pressure and temperature, the remains of the dead organisms were transformed into mineral oil. The underground mineral oil is extracted through oil wells. Mineral oil is found mainly in oil sands, shale, sandstone, and limestone at the depth of about 1000 to 3000 meters. Mineral oil is also known as petroleum or the crude oil. It is greenish brown in color. Petroleum is a mixture of many compounds, mainly of the hydrocarbon type. It also contains compounds of oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. Petroleum is extracted through oil wells and refined by fractional distillation to separate other components. Now, aviation, petrol, gasoline, diesel, kerosene, naphtha, lubricating oil, tar are all obtained from petroleum. They are used as fuel and for production of dyes, pesticides, perfumes, and artificial fibers. Now, the next gaseous fuel is natural gas. Natural gas is an important fossil fuel. It is found associated with petroleum in underground oil wells and in some places as natural gas alone. The main component of natural gas is methane, while ethane C2H6, propane C3H8, and butane C4H10 are present in small proportion. Natural gas is formed from the remains of organisms buried deep underground and subjected to high pressure. This fuel can be carried over long distances by means of gas pipeline, but in the absence of the network of pipelines, it is transformed under high pressure into compressed natural gas and liquefied natural gas. So this makes it possible to transfer the gas. Now the characteristics of the compressed natural gas are it catches fire easily, no solid waste remains after combustion, carbon dioxide and water are formed in small quantities, and other pollutants are not produced. It can be transported easily. Combustion can be controlled easily. Now, fossils are preserved remains of dead organisms in rock. Fossils are signs of their existence left behind by organisms that got buried billions of years ago. Sometimes impressions of the organism are seen on the surface of coal and stones. Now, why is mineral oil also called as the liquid gold? Because of its high price and value and its economic need, the mineral oil is also called as a liquid gold. Its reserve is less and demand is more. Why is coal called black gold? Coal is a storehouse of carbon. Coal is used as a fuel in thermal power plants as well as to run boilers and railway engines. It is used as a fuel for cooking and for baking bricks in kilns or on a large scale. The gaseous fuels producer gas and water gas are obtained from coal. Coal as an energy resource contributes greatly to industrial development. As coal is black in color and worth a lot of money just like gold, it is called as the black gold. What would happen if underground mineral resources are exhausted? Coal, petroleum, and other minerals are all non renewable resources of energy. The reserve is less and the demand is more. They would get exhausted one day. In such a situation occurs, we will not get electricity. All our household and industries depend on electricity. Transportation and household items and food items would become very costly. The survival of human life will be difficult. Now this liquid, let us get some extra information about the liquid petroleum gas. Petroleum gas is obtained during refining of crude petroleum. Petroleum gas is transformed into the liquid by subjecting it to a high pressure and reducing its volume to 1 upon 240th of the original. It is stored in a thick walled steel cylinders so that under pressure it remains in the liquid state. As it comes out from the storage cylinder, it is transformed back into the gas. This gas contains mainly two components, propane and butane, in the ratio 30:70. It has an odorless gas, but a small amount of chemical called ethyl mercaptan, which has a strong characteristic odor, is added to it. This helps to detect any leakage of LPG gas immediately and thus avoid any accident. So the gas cylinders which we use at home, that is nothing but the liquid petroleum gas, and the chemical which is added to it, it is ethyl mercaptan. And so you must have seen by mistake, if the gas is on, then you can detect it with the smell, because the liquid petroleum gas does not have any smell, but that chemical called ethyl mercaptan, that gives a strong characteristic odor to the liquid petroleum gas. Now, why is natural gas an eco-friendly fuel? Natural gas is an important source of energy which is eco-friendly because of its low carbon dioxide emission. When burnt, it produces 45% less carbon dioxide than coal, 30% less than oil, and about 15% less than wood. It does not produce carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and or airborne particles, all of which are harmful to human and animal health. So it is referred as a clean energy source and is fuel for the present century, as it does not pollute the atmosphere or contribute to the global warming. Now, demand for the fuel has increased greatly due to the rapid growing population, but the reserves of fossil fuels are limited. It is becoming difficult to meet the increased demand. The likelihood of these reserves getting exhausted is known as energy crisis. As the reserves of the fossil fuels, namely mineral oil and coal, are limited and the demand is increasing, alternative fuels are coming into use. Hydrogen, biofuels, methanol or wood alcohol, ethanol or green alcohol are some of the alternative fuels. Now, here? Protective functions of the forest: to reduce the velocity of the water flowing over the land, to prevent soil erosion, to help percolation of water into the ground, to control floods, to reduce the rate of evaporation, to protect the wildlife, to maintain the balance of the atmospheric gases. Thus, forests help improve and maintain the quality of the environment. So, now the next resources which we are studying is forest resources. Now, let us see what is meant by forest. Now, forest, it is an extensive area of the land covered by the variety of the plants. The forest is a natural habitat of plants, animals, and microbes. Now, what are their uses? Now, there are many uses of the forest. The forest is a natural habitat of plants, animals, and microbes. Forests help improve and maintain the quality of environment. It helps in prevention of soil, help to control floods, protects wildlife, maintains the balance of atmospheric gases. We get many medicinal plants from forests which help in treatment of various diseases. Then examples: adosa, bale, neem, periwinkle, avla, tulsi, cinnamon. We also get wood, firewood from trees like teak, mahogany, neem, subabul. Wood is useful for making furniture, farming implements, in construction work. Forest wealth includes fibers, paper, rubber, gum, and aromatic substances. We get fragrant essential oils from lemongrass, vanilla, kevda, and eucalyptus. They are also used for making soaps, cosmetics, and incense sticks. We get various foods, fruits, bulbs, roots, honey, sealing wax, catechu dyes, etc. from the forest. So there are many other uses of the forest also. Now let us see now the productive functions. Like here the medicinal plants are given and their uses, and the medicinal use for the treatment of the disease is given in the second column. So Adursa, it is used to cure cough and cold, Bale for diarrhea, Neem for fever and cold, Periwinkle cancer, Cinnamon for diarrhea and nausea, Cinchona for malaria. Now prepare the list of the medicinal plants like Ashwagandha, Shatavari, Avla, Hirda, Behada, Tulsi and their uses. So now this also all of you know the uses of the Tulsi. Tulsi has multiple uses. It is used for curing cold, cough, for skin diseases and other uses. Now wood, we get strong and durable wood as also firewood from trees like teak, mahogany, neem, acacia, subabul. Wood is used for making furniture, farming implements and various other articles as well as in the construction work. Forest wealth includes fibers, paper, rubber, gum and aromatic substances. We get fragrant essential oils from lemongrass, vanilla, kevda, then vetiver, that is khas, and eucalyptus. Sandalwood and oil of eucalyptus are used for making soaps, cosmetics, and incense sticks, that is agarbatti. In addition, we get various fruits, bulbs, and roots, honey, sealing wax, catechu, dyes, etc. from forest. Now, the next question is, what useful things still we have to do without if the rubber is no longer available? Now, rubber has played a largely important hidden role in the global environment history for more than 150 years. In industry, rubber is needed to connect and protect all moving parts of the machine. Native people use rubber for rubber boots. Household uses rubber in everything. Example, dishwashing gloves, toys, jar seals, tires in the vehicles, welcome mat at the door, boots, raincoats, mattress cushions, earplugs, hot water bottles, surgical tubing and gloves in labs, birth control device, etc. In school, rubber bands, eraser, mouse pads, keyboard, rolling chair wheels, headphone, pads, rubber stamps are useful items used in schools and offices. Now, what are the adverse effects of clearing of forest or cutting down forest? Now, clearing of forest is called as deforestation. So, removal or cutting down of the trees has resulted in damage of habitat, biodiversity loss, and aridity. It has adverse impacts on concentration of atmospheric carbon dioxide. Trees use up carbon dioxide from the atmosphere for the process of photosynthesis. Deforestation is the main contributor to the global warming. Now, major cause of enhanced greenhouse effect, deforestation cause carbon dioxide to linger in the atmosphere. Now, how to conserve this forest? Now, young trees should not be cut. Many more trees than are cut down should be planted and looked after. The stringent restriction or the laws regulation regarding use of the forest should be strictly followed. Now, the next natural resource is ocean resources. Now, name the oceans of the earth. Now, the oceans on the earth are Pacific Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Antarctic Ocean, Indian Ocean, etc. How is seawater useful to us even though it is salty? From seawater we get common salt. Then we get and other minerals also from the salt. So, though it is salty, it is of great use to us. We have also learned that ocean occupy the greater part of the earth's surface than land does. Energy can be obtained on a large scale from oceans. Sea waves at high and low tide oceans and ocean currents are being used for generation of power. Last year, we have learned something about this in geography. There are reserves of the variety of the natural resources in seawater at the bottom of the sea and beneath the seabed too. These resources available from seas and oceans are called marine resources. Now let us see now the mineral and the bioresources from the ocean. Are minerals to be found in seas and on the seabed as they are found inside the earth? Scientists believe that billions of tons of minerals are found dissolved in ocean water. There are very large reserves of tin, chromium, phosphates, copper, zinc, iron, lead, manganese, sulfur, uranium, etc. in the ocean and seabeds. We get many types of gems, conches, shells, and pearls from the sea. Real pearls are even costlier than gold. There are large scale reserves of the mineral oil and natural gas at the bottom of the sea. We avail of this by drilling oil and gas wells. So now this marine wealth, it consists of what? Fishes, conches, then seahorse, then we can see this one, prawns, then pearls. All these things we get from the ocean. Now in India, the first mineral oil well, Sagar Samrat, was drilled in 1974 at the oil field called Bombay High for obtaining mineral oil and natural gas from the bottom of the sea. The natural gas from this well is carried via a pipeline to the place called Uran. Now mineral oil resources from the ocean. Now thorium, it is used in the production of atomic energy. Magnesium is used in the flash bulb of the camera. Potassium, the main ingredient in production of soap, glass, fertilizer. Sodium is used in the production of cloth and paper. Sulfate is used in making artificial silk. Now bioresources in the ocean are, bio means what? Living. So the living resources in the ocean are the aquatic animals or the marine animals. So fishes like pomfrets, seafish are also, and as also shrimps and prawns. They are the sources of proteins and vitamins, therefore mainly used in seafood. Dried shrimp, Bombay duck powder, used as poultry feed and is a good manure. Then shells used for preparation of medicines, ornaments and decorative articles. Fungi is used for production of antibiotics. Shark and codfish used for producing edible oil in vitamin A, D and E. Sea cucumber is used as medicine for treating cancer and tumors. Now the marine occupations are, fishing is the main occupation, salt farming is the big industry, transport business, transport by sea, sea tourism, means of financial income, and manufacturing decorative articles using conches and shells. So always remember that natural resources are important for meeting our needs. Reserves of some resources are limited. There is a danger that excessive use will lead to their early depletion. We must keep in control on the use of the natural resources to maintain the balance in the nature.